In this lesson, we're gonna learn how to tic-tac. I really honestly believe that this skill is the #1 reason why you will be able to break through and have more fun on your snowboard. This skill is gonna teach you advanced dynamic balance, but it comes with a cost. Out of this entire progression, this skill is the one that's most likely gonna challenge you the most and has the most risk of you falling over. So let's go over all of these notes that I have here to make sure that you're doing this safely and efficiently. All right, step 1, make sure you're doing this on your safety mat. We really want to slow those wheels down so that you can build that healthy relationship with your skateboard. So please, please, please grab your safety mat. All right, for this skill, I don't think you need your knee pads, but I do want you to wear your elbow, wrist, and helmet. So let's make sure you have your safety gear on. And a detail about the trucks. Most of our boards that we sent out from AllRide already have the trucks tightened. If your truck is feeling loose, you might need to tighten it up, and you do that with a skateboard tool. You can buy one of these tools. You should get one if you don't have one. I know I already talked about it in some of my videos. We're gonna tighten this truck right here until it feels tight enough where we stand on the board and we're like, okay, that's easy. If your skateboard feels like, whoa, loose like this, let's tighten those trucks up. That's another big reason why we use a traditional skateboard in my lessons. We want tight, predictable trucks. Okay, now let's move on to our home position. So we're actually gonna start standing on the board here. You'll notice that I put some paint pens. I marked my board so that you guys can see these zones very clearly and easily. So if you guys want to do this with your board, I recommend these paint pens. They're actually acrylic paint. This is a company called Posca. So let's go over these marks just so you can clearly see what they are. This is just my fun little art decoration. Don't worry about this. The rest of these have meaning, so let's go over them all right now. This back line right here is the balance line. We talked about that in the stance lesson. It's marking this axle that goes all the way through the truck. So we have this balance line right here. You can see our circle marked right here. This is where the ball of our foot goes. Now I'm a regular rider, so my back foot, the ball of my foot goes here. If you're a goofy rider, the ball of your foot goes over here. Now our big toe is gonna go inside this white box right here in the pocket like we talked about. And I want to clarify that our big toe halfway hangs inside this box. So it's halfway hanging off the board, halfway on. So I want you to feel your big toe halfway divided on that line right there. So again, if you're a goofy rider, you're gonna be going on this side. Now the red box and the white line up here, again, this is just the balance line of the front truck. And this red box, your big toe should go anywhere in this red box right here. So if you're a goofy rider, you're on this side. If you're a regular rider like me, you're on this side. This line back here, I'm gonna get to in just a moment, but this is how we're going to do our tail press. So let's get onto the board now, get into our home position, and then we'll start working on the next steps. Okay, let's get on the board and get into our home position. So for me, I'm gonna adjust my front foot first. I'm gonna put my big toe into that red zone right there. And because I'm wearing my skateboard shoes, I can feel that my big toe is just perfectly hanging over the edge of that board. My foot has a little bit of angle, so the heel is not going straight across this line right here. Your front foot should have a little bit of angle, just like this. I can see my top 2 bolts right there. Now my back foot, I'm gonna put it back into position right here, the ball of my foot right into that circle, and my big toe is hanging off the board halfway in that white box right there. Now I'm in my home position. Now our next step that we're gonna learn in this is called a tail press. So the tail press is gonna help you feel comfortable and safe. We already got the home position, let's check that off. Let's go into the tail press. As I take my weight and go back to that back line, that back balance point right there, as my weight goes over that, watch what happens to the board. I'm gonna start tipping and going up and over. This is exactly why I want you guys to be on the safety mat. For me, I've been doing this for a long time. I can react to that without falling down. For you at home, this might be your first time ever feeling that up and over motion. So instead of being afraid of that happening to you, I want you to get comfortable with that happening to you. And that's why I have that white line right there. So we're gonna put our foot up onto that white line, and we're gonna slowly move back, and we're gonna let the board go all the way up, and we're gonna push down on the tail. That's why it's called the tail press. We're gonna press down on the tail. So we're gonna slowly move our hips back this way to the back of the board, and we're gonna get ready for that board to slowly come up, and we're gonna push down on that back leg, and my heel is down on the ground, and even my pinky toe, I can feel the mat with my pinky toe and the outside of my foot all the way to my heel. Now we're gonna go back, we're gonna push the nose back down, so I need to take my hips and push them over. And you notice there's no big crazy movement. I'm not jumping. I'm not standing super stiff like this and rocking back. I want you guys to start breaking the rules with this first one right here. I want your belly to feel like almost like you're hiding your belly button. I want you to kind of tuck your belly button in. I know in the body position video, we talked about having a nice, perfect up and down body position, but for this skill, we're already gonna start breaking some of the rules. And the first one is I want you to tuck your belly button back a little bit. This gives you that athletic stance that I want you to have. And we're gonna go over the back truck and we're gonna press down on that tail. And I want you to do this enough times that you feel comfortable and confident that this does not scare you. This is a great skill to warm up with every time you get onto the board. I want your brain to not have any freak out moments if this happens. Because while we're learning how to do Tic Tacs, it's common for our weight to come too far back and we have to go all the way up and over like that. Now we're comfortable doing our tail press. Let's move on into this 1, 2, 3 move to learn how to do your Tic Tacs. And this is gonna connect all the way up into your snowboarding, I promise. But let's start here, okay? Let's finish explaining breaking the rules. So I already talked with you guys about hiding the belly button. That's gonna give us a little bit more of that athletic stance. And believe it or not, this is that advanced snowboard position that we're gonna use later on, especially with carving. So we talked about hiding the belly button. Now we're gonna talk about shoulders. In the body position video, I taught you guys that we're not gonna open up our shoulders like this yet. But here we are in our first Tic Tac lesson, and I'm encouraging you guys to break that rule, but only slightly. We don't need to move our shoulders like crazy. So let me explain it real quick. On the Tic Tac skill, we're gonna go down, we're gonna move our shoulders, and then we're gonna go up and over. And it looks like this. Okay, my feet are in the home position. I'm ready to do my Tic Tacs. My hips are gonna come slightly back. My belly is, I'm kind of hiding my belly. I'm gonna step onto my toe side, so I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna churn my shoulders just slightly. We're not churning like crazy like this. And we're gonna push down into the back of the board. We're gonna allow the board to come up a little bit and we're gonna guide the board over, up and over. So it looks like this. I'm going toe side, down, up and over. Then we're gonna go back on the heel side. Heel side, down, shoulders, up and over. This skill looks pretty simple, but as you step on your board, you'll find that it's actually quite challenging. Again, please do this on the safety mat. Please have your pads on. I want you to be ready for those falls. We're gonna load whichever side we're going to. So right now I'm gonna load my toe side. I'm gonna turn my shoulders. I'm gonna go up and over. And it's just the front of the board that's going up and over. Again, heel side, shoulders, up and over. Toe side, over, up and over. Something you'll notice as you do this on your safety mat is the board tends to walk backwards. It tends to like slowly inch its way backwards. So it's gonna be normal for you to learn how to, I call it a scooch, or just move your board forward a little bit. I'm doing that by moving my hips and then quickly taking my feet and bringing them underneath. This is a skill that's gonna take you hours and hours to learn how to do. So please take your time and learn how to do it on your safety mat properly. You see, even for me, the skateboard is walking back and I'm already back off of the safety mat. So please be careful because you can very quickly be out here in danger land. So get back onto the safety mat and we're just gonna practice going up and over, down, over, up and over, down, over, up and over. Okay, so we covered the shoulders. We know the down, shoulders, up and over. So down, shoulders, up and over. This is gonna be our mantra. You're gonna repeat this to yourself as you learn. I want you to practice this with small, medium, and large Tic Tacs. So let's look at what a small Tic Tac looks like. I'm in my home position. Here's a small Tic Tac. Left, right, left, right. This is small, okay? Let's set up and do a medium. This is a medium Tic Tac. I believe these medium and large Tic Tacs are most likely where you're gonna have a mistake and you might have the board roll out from underneath you. So again, I'm gonna continue to repeat myself. Please do this on a safety mat until you're very comfortable and confident with small, medium, and large. Take your time, do them properly. The goal with your Tic Tacs is not to throw your hips back over the back truck. It's to guide your hips over, guide your weight down, shoulders up and over. Okay, now I'm gonna do a large Tic Tac. So I'm gonna load the board toe side, Turn my shoulders. I'm going to come up and over. That was about 90 degrees. Now I'm going to go back the opposite direction. I'm going to load my heel side, turn my shoulders, and do a large tic tac. This skill is much more challenging than you might think. I want you to take your time and spend many hours on these mats before you graduate out onto the concrete. Okay, we know small, medium, and large tic tacs before we graduate onto the next phase. I know that you will have a lot of questions about this, and I'm hoping that in this next section of this video, we're gonna be able to knock out some of those questions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invite my beautiful girlfriend, Hame, in. She's never done tic tacs before. She hasn't even looked at these notes yet. So we're gonna review these notes real quick. We're gonna go over this live training with her, and hopefully that will answer some of the common questions that you have. I will also include some frequently asked questions in the description of this video. And beyond that, I'm gonna try to set up some type of question program where you guys are able to send your questions to me, and I'm gonna try to do my best to answer those questions. But because there are so many of you, I'm only one person, I'm trying to build a system rather than replying to each of you individually. All right, let's move on to the next section where we teach Hame how to do a tic tac.